Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und Hallo zu einem weiteren Part Let's Play Fake Grand Order. Ich bin der Säulensimafix. Hört ihr es? Still. Dann, ich glaube, gleich wird es ziemlich heiß werden. Also heiß ist eh schon. Wir haben beim letzten Mal gegen Demeter gekämpft, die hier die Stadt in Schutt und Asche gelegt hat. Unser Ziel war es, die Göttin hier zu bezwingen, mit Hilfe der Servant-Kanone. Und es hat auch teilweise geklappt, dass wir ihr schaden konnten, doch es war nicht genug. Die Macht der Götter ist immer noch zu groß und sie regeneriert sich, trotz Kanes Hilfe. Leute, Goredofl ist mein neuer Held, der hat es echt geschafft, Kanes mit einem Croissant zu verführen. Goredofl! Du bist mein Commander! Nichtsdestotrotz, liebe Leute, ist das immer noch kein Sieg. Denn solange Demeter immer noch am Leben ist, werden wir hier keine Chance haben. Es wird alles wieder wie am Anfang werden. Und wir müssen diesen Gott bezwingen. Das, so wie es aussieht, hat Goredofl hier mit unserer guten Schieren eine Waffe hier entwickelt. Etwas mit der Hilfe von Kanes und dem Fragment der Artemis-Kanone. Und jetzt schauen wir uns mal, was das ist. Ist das sort of the attachment for the Ortinax? Is that? No way. That's right. It's a new piece of Ortinax equipment. Die Musik allein schon. Chaldea's own technical advisor designed in tandem with our Atlas Institute alchemist ally. It's a form of cancer made to bring down beings of a scale far beyond human capacity. We call it the Black Barrel. Leute, krieg's ja so Gänsehaut. It's the natural longevity conceptual weapon. One of the 7 taboos. Not that I know much about it myself. So, okay, soweit hätte ich jetzt eigentlich auch noch weiterspielen können beim letzten Mal. Aber okay, die Black Barrel. Ich kann gar nicht abhaben, liebe Leute, Mann. So spannend muss die sein. Komm, drück. Ich will jetzt sehen. Black Barrel Action, Mann. Eine Möglichkeit, einen Gott zu besiegen. 1 der 7 Magie-Tabus. Das wird was werden. Nice catch, Maxi. So, what is that thing anyway? I'm not entirely sure, actually. I bet Mesh will know what to do with it. Presentation? Nice pass, Maxi. Danke. Yes, Master. I know exactly what to do with this. During Sheehan's lecture on life scales, she talked about a paradox effector that could let someone use a measurement as a weapon. Da Vinci took the concept and ran with it to make a new mechanism for the Ortinax. I actually had time to practice using it in the simulator while I was on standby at the Wandering Sea. Eine fette Knarre! Die Black Barrel! Wow, the Ortinax doesn't look anything like a shit anymore. Die Musik.
Wow! So that's how it all works. It feels a gun barrel, isn't it? Anyway, get ready to have your socks knocked off, Maxi. You're looking at one of the 7 taboos, one of the Atlas Institute's crowning achievements, renowned throughout the entire Magecraft community. Or so I'm told.
7 Tabus. Er weiß selber nicht, was die Tabus sind. Egal, ich weiß auch nicht. Indeed, the 7 taboos are something of a legend among the Mage Association. They are said to be weapons of Magecraft capable of destroying the very world itself. And the Black Barrel conceptual weapons, there's one of them. Miss Shion already possessed a replica of it. I believe she offered it to Chaldea as a souvenir of sorts. I knew she was also working with Da Vinci on a new replacement part for the Ortinax. But I didn't know they had finished their work after we arrived here. Good! No issue with... No, the gun transformed output and stability are well above expected parameters. Send out the accomplishment measure. Begin the Black Barrel transformation when ready. Here goes. Initiating accomplishment measure. Asserting Demeter's life scale. 1,000, 4,000, 3,000. There. It's up to 4,500. Beginning Black Barrel transformation. Preparing to burn the dead counter into the gun barrel. Huh? I can hardly blame you for feeling lost. I doubt I could comprehend its working either, even were I at my peak condition. But while I may not know how it works, I do know what it does. That's Demeter's lifespan. Then again, since she's a machine, perhaps it's a warranty period, or I estimate number of years in operation, well, no matter. The point is, as long as the universe has a finite lifespan, there's nothing in that it will last forever. Everything that has a form must also inevitably have an end. A limit, if you like. That gun barrel can measure that end and make it tangible. In other words, so it's a weapon that copies the target mass and throws it back at them in the form of magic and energy. Precisely. I must say, Kenneth, you're far more intelligent than your behavior would suggest. Sag sowas nicht. Der Gesichtsausdruck. Right. That's not the kind of weapon you could usually carry around like this. But in this case, I was able to miniaturize and stabilize it by restricting the measure function to machine guns only. Shion gave me the blueprints for it some time ago. All I needed was a benchmark to use it for its core. The first benchmark was Poseidon's divine core, and the second is the fragment of Artemis that Canis was holding when drifting down from Atlantis. That was the last piece of the puzzle we needed. Huh, so the idiot Artemis turned out to be a good for something after all, huh? But the barrel still needs ultra-dense magical energy to do its job. And that means we are going to need you to use a command spell, Maxi. And not just any command spell either. No, this one's going to have to be a little different. You need to use everything you've got, your magic energy, your stamina, even your own fate. Make no mistake, if you miss the shot, you won't get another. And since Mesh has her hands full working the Otinox, you need to work together to time it just right. She needs to do the aiming, you pull the trigger. Don't worry, I've got this. No, that's what I like to hear. Okay, good luck saving proper human history. Thanks, Da Vinci. Now go get some rest already. I swear nothing throws you off, does it? Thanks, Maxi. I'm counting on you. Let's do the smash. Right, Senpai.
This may be only the first of Olympus' mechanical gods, but it's still a crucial moment.
Oh, come on, after everything we did to get here, to notice us. No, she's paying it to... Oh, shit. That's the sound Demeter makes when she's about to get serious. She's throwing up a matrix shit a ton of magic energy in that giant ass of hers. To put it in terms you punks understand, she's just about to unleash her true name. Auch, aber das heißt, sie fühlt sich bedroht. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I love you. I really do love you. Persephone. Ah, how sad. How tragic. Demeter's magic energy is rising rapidly. She's about to unleash a massive scream. I don't know what you guys just got hold of, but you better hurry. At this rate, she's charging up magic energy. I don't think she'd care if she ends up blowing herself up. You guys need to get out of there now, before you're blasted into the ether dust. It's alright. We'll be fine. If my calculations are correct, we should be 0.5 seconds faster. It might not be much, but it's enough for us to win. Connection in place. I've measured Demeter's destiny. Now use the death counter to turn from speculation into reality. Bunker bolt is at its limit. Gun barrel is fully stabilized and synchronized. Master. Load command spell. Loading command spell into spiritual chamber. Barrel replica full trance. Go, Ortinox! Das war großartig, liebe Leute, Mann. Das war eine der besten Szenen, die wir jemals im Fake Order haben, Mann. Oh mein Gott, was ich für eine Gänsehaut hatte. Und dieser Schnitt einfach, boah, diese Explosion und dann Musik weg. So großartig, Mann. Dann schauen wir mal. The Black Beam of Light was a dream, a fiction designed to kill a god. A conceptual blade forged to shatter beings with nigh infinite lifespans. The concept of natural lifespan capable of ending the world is what made it possible to bring an end to a life that would otherwise go on forever. The gun barrel replica, charged with god-slaying particles, made it possible to shatter unshatterable life. The black beam of light brought death and finally an end. Ah, at last. At last I can finally make my way to you. You left my embrace when you encountered the darkness. You changed irreversibly. You became a mother and gained so very, very much. You smiled so proudly when I lost you forever during the fourth Magier. I've never forgotten that smile. I loved you so much. I loved you more than anything. Persephone. At last I can finally go where you are. Demeter, please tell me. You're... Oh, you're not Persephone. What are you? You're there from another planet. You're supposed to be my beloved daughter. Die Priesterin. Demeter, goddess of the land. Now that you know you're about to disappear, don't you have a regret? Es ist, glaube ich, das erste Mal, dass sie wirklich spricht. That's very kind of you. I do have one regret, just one. I can only pray that these new tiny intelligent beings, these 10 millions of my darling Olympians, are able to find peace. I pray that when the time comes, they are able to go without suffering. Demeter's Directed! The magic energy bullet pushed straight through the divided core. Target magic energy readings are falling rapidly, and the hostile entity signal is fading. I can confirm that the enormous hostile entity has gone completely silent. I'm not seeing any magic energy readings either. Congratulations, everyone. The operation is over. We won. We killed a god. Leute. You won. You actually defeated Demeter. Is this really happening? Anti-divinity combat complete. We won, Master. Thank goodness. I'm sorry, Mesh. I can't move anymore. Miss Senpai! Woo-woo! Yes, I'm seeing this on our end too. Maxi vital signs are dropping as we speak. Both his magic energy readings and vital signs are at dangerous levels. This must be that thing Da Vinci was talking about, Mesh. Senpai, grab hold of my shoulder. Sorry. Senpai! Nach dem, was wir gerade geleistet haben, denke ich, ist auch uns eine kleine Pause hier auch wirklich verdient. Ein Quartz. Und 2 Fruit of Eternity. Skill Rank Up. Increased Buster Effectiveness haben wir jetzt nur ein Increased Buster Effectiveness und Increased Critical Buster Attack. Was jetzt nicht viel bringt, aber egal. Handgun. The skill usable by Mesh Kill Light when Ortinax and Ortinax Refreshes Quit has been enhanced. Bunkerbolt A to Black Barrel B. Und, Ladies and Gentlemen, weil wir eh gerade so gut drauf sind, das müsste natürlich noch mit, weil jetzt endlich hier meine blöden Fruits bekommen habe. Okay, liebe Leute, dann, ich denke mal, wir werden jetzt mal gleich schauen, was unser werten Götter hier zu sagen hat. Das eine ihrer gefallen ist. Records Fragment. Ist das kein Kapitel? Machen wir nicht gerade irgendwie Kapitel 7, 8? Keine Ahnung. Wenn Demeter nun bezwungen ist, bedeutet das auch gleichzeitig, dass die Menschen nicht regenerieren. Das bedeutet, dass alles, was hier zerstört wurde, zerstört bleibt. Und die Menschen, wenn sie sterben, sterben. Der Ambrosia versiegt. Und wir haben hier einen großen Anschlag auf Olympus verteilt. If anyone were to ask when my life changed, I know exactly what I would tell them. Springtime, when I was 15. That's sad. This isn't the kind of thing you go around telling people about. But all right, I should take it to my grave. Back then, I was enrolled in the astronomers department. Oh, this is Kishima's history. At the clock towers, aka the Major Association headquarters. I was the 13th heir to the Wodime legacy, the child who had been granted the protection of the stars. I was said to possess the greatest magical circuits of any Wodime to date. And that I was a genius who had already been promised the keys to the family to the Wodime family in a few years. Time by the 11th head of the estate, who led the family even now. Those were the sort of things everyone else would say about me. Me, a genius, even though I usually spent each day sifting through other department files. That was the sort of response I gave, but I did this so more from conceit than modesty. I knew I was talented, I was confident. I would one day be exactly what everyone expected me to be more. I wanted for nothing, not lineage, not talent, no affection. With so many things working in my favor, it was easy to push myself to greater heights without leaning on my environment. Back then, I took pride in my excellence and would constantly work to further improve myself. I believed those blessed with natural talent should still continue to apply themselves, should set their sights on even greater stages. I was completely convinced that there was nothing I could not do, and nothing that was beyond my reach. For the past 6 months, crossing the Great Bridge to reach the evacuation department colleague had become something of a routine of mine. I noticed what happened to the beggars by the path at the opposite side, but I never gave them any thought. At the time I didn't even see them. It wasn't that I disliked them, or that I was trying to avoid them. It was that, for me. They may as well not have existed at all. I was a prodigy, born to carve out a new age of magecraft. I didn't have time to get involved with people like them. I was born into an environment far better than most could hope for, with talents far greater than most could dream of. That was why I had to fulfill my duty to fulfill. I was going to create something beautiful. I was going to create something wonderful. It was that ideal, that passion, that made me apply myself to my studies day in, day out. It was the reason I frequently visited college, even when it arguably belonged to an enemy. I didn't realize how arrogant I was being, how childish. On that day, I was headed home later than usual. It was in the middle of the night, with no one on the bridge and the stars hidden behind the clouds. Chaldea Wodime. Everything happened so fast that I failed to react in time. That turned out to be a fatal mistake. I wasn't surprised that an assassin had been sent to try to kill someone as young as me. I was surprised because my would-be assassin was a manservant I had frequently seen in my own house. I counterattacked automatically before I even thought about what to do, thanks to the spells that had been engraved onto my body. The assassin never got a chance. Vacuum blades sliced him up to bits before he could pull the trigger again. But it was enough. He had already critically wounded me, and there was no hope of escape. He wasn't the only assassin who had been sent to take my life. I knew because... It's done. Send up more men. Find Kishia's body. It was my father trying to kill his own son. He fell into the river. Find him! Of course I wasn't the one who had fallen in. It was my ring, after I had cast a weight alteration spell on it. I knew it wouldn't do more to buy me some time, but at that moment it was the best move I could make. After I drew the assassin's attention toward the river, I activated a footstep cancellation spell in my shoes and got as far from them as I could. Okay, now what do I do? My conscience began to fade away. I went back to the bridge instead of heading to the city exit, and my strength gave out just as I was making my way to a narrow back alley. At the time I didn't know that my assailant weapon was not a magecraft. Rather, it was the kind of poison that, just like the sword used by a famous mage killer, that was designed to attack magical circuit directly. It was a dimly lit room. Within it was nothing more than the sound of dripping water and the scent of mildew. I was on a makeshift bed made from a crate. A bare minimum of bandaging had been applied to my back. There was no pillow, no blankets, no restraints on my arm or legs. I was technically free, but unfortunately I wasn't able to move so much as a finger. The wound in my chest had yet to close, and I lacked the strength to even stand. Übrigens, das sind diese Origin Bullets, was ich mal ausgehe. I had been laid down to rest with no more ceremony than a corpse. Where am I? At first I thought my assassin has captured me, but then I realized they would have no reason to keep me alive. After all, since it was my own family was trying to kill me, there was so little sense in torturing me for information. I couldn't understand what was going on. My thoughts refused to put themselves in order. I still just barely conscious managed to crane my neck, enough to observe the dimly lit room. Creepy Mädchen sind immer gut. Something was in the corner of the room, as if it were trying to hide from that light where there was. It was then that I noticed something strange staring directly at me.
Seriously? Just when I decided to stop by, so it doesn't look like I've been gone for 2 days straight.
Schnarchte.
I can't believe this guy. He's just basking in the sun, snoozing away on a bench for so much as a single card. Hey, what time? Don't you think it's time to get up? You are the crypto leader, right?
Our crypto leader müsste schlafen.
I knew the guy responding humanity in the power struggle between the Olympian gods and humans. How can you just leave yourself completely defenseless like this? Come on, wake up already!
Is that you, Kadoc? Wait, Kadoc? What are you doing here? This is my room. Never mind. No, it isn't. This is the hanging gardens of the great orbital shrine Olympia. Well, that was careless of me. The sunlight was so pleasant that I didn't even realize I had fallen asleep. I was dreaming about something I hadn't thought about in a long time. I feel very silly. I guess I just got relaxed without Canis around to keep me in line. Das ist viel zu verpeilt dafür, dass er so eine Präsenz hat. Anyway, thanks for waking me up before I could waste any more time.
You don't have to thank me. I only spoke up because it was weird seeing you like that.
Weird? How so?
Well, you're not exactly the sort of guy that just stuff off in the public. You were like perfectionism incinerate. You don't get it taking naps like typical college liquor.
I see. Well, I do take some issue with the impression you seem to have of me. I also understand now why it is you were this surprised. I'll be more careful in the future. Now then, what is it you wished to see me about, Kadoc? Do you have something to report to me?
Ah, crap. I was so shocked seeing him sleeping like that I forgot I didn't actually have anything to tell him. And I can't just flip out here. Now I've been up to something. Wait, I've got it. They got Demeter. One of the great gods of Olympus gone just like that. Some perfect being she turned out to be. Oh, and one more thing. A tan lancer with white hair was helping them out. Luckily it looks like Europa didn't catch that part. So I said feast wood times. How I feel knowing the loser you got through your disposal of you is not only alive but actively working against you now.
That is a surprise. I never would have expected Canis to go over to Chaldea's side. And they managed to destroy Demeter's true form. They must have been far better prepared than I thought. So, a tiny rebel force managed to bring down a powerful authority figure. How very... Rock... What is this? Rock and roll? No wait, heavy metal feels more appropriate, given the composition of the gods' bodies. Am I going deaf, or did you just make a lame pun about music? Apologies, perhaps I have not quite awakened yet. At any rate, I'm surprised you knew something even Queen Europa did not. It almost sounds as though you were there watching things unfold in person, Kadoc. You must have found yourself in a very good familiar indeed. Well, you know I can't just sit around there watching free grapple forever. I'm still a crypter after all, so I need to be ready to fight again at least one more time. I see. Then make sure you take a good care of the familiar. An ace up your sleeve can mean the difference between life and death after all. Rest assured, you don't need to tell me, the other cryptar or anyone else in Olympus what yours is. That said, if it should come to light that you were using something you shouldn't be, then I will unfortunately be forced to respond in whatever way is appropriate. I have my own role to fulfill after all. Shit, how much does he know? I better change the subject fast. Sir, by the way, about Demeter. Chaldea might have been able to beat her, but it still wasn't because his straight overpowered her. It looked to me like Demeter was looking for something. No, that's not right. Maybe trying to recover something. She kept apologizing over and over. And not to the Olympian she was killing, but to one person in particular. That's the only reason they were able to destroy her. Any idea what she was looking for? I see. So that it held her back, as I suspected it might. Just like in proper human history, this Lostbelt Demeter once had a daughter she loved dearly. Her name was Persephone. It's said that Demeter wept long and hard after Hades stole her away to the underworld. Yet despite that, she never stopped loving her daughter. But a few thousand years ago, her daughter died during the fourth Magier. Hang on, Woodtime. That doesn't add up. I don't know if she was full god or demigod or what, but I thought people didn't die in the city. Not necessary. Humans are simply incapable of killing other humans. Also, zwei Optionen. Entweder sie hat sich auf die Seite der Menschen gestellt und Demeter hat sie getötet, oder sie hat sich selbst getötet, weil sie aus der Unterwelt raus wollte. The immortality humans enjoy in this Lostbelt is not true immortality, but pseudo-immortality. The gods can easily enter subjects, pseudo-immortal lives if they wish. So the one who killed Persephone was... one of the gods. You mean one of the gods from the coexist faction? No, it was not one of them. Then... Persephone sided with the coexist faction, so Zeus ordered Demeter to kill her own daughter. Fast wie ich's gedacht habe. So she was calling out her daughter she killed, as if she was still alive, huh? Sounds almost human of her. These gods are machines, right? How can they function properly when they are contradicting themselves like that? I understand your confusion, but it's precisely their machine nature that means this was no contradiction at all. Their minds don't work like ours after all. That's the tragedy of the 12 Olympian machine gods right there. Whatever god create humans, or humans create gods, both sides usually share a common understanding of the world in which they live. But the Olympians are different. They weren't gods to begin with. They only came to be defined that way over time. It was because their function enabled them to control the weather, provide endless amounts of food, destroy various life forms, memories, and mass-produce weapons. That led to the resident of this Lostbelt seeing them as gods. They then incorporated this definition into their function, in order to operate more smoothly to this planet. After all, the people of the ancient world wanted superior beings they could pray to, not called unfeeling spaceships. And so they accepted the new roles they had been given and became mechanical gods instead of mere machines. As a result, they ended up making this god play acting into a new directive, all without ever understanding how the intelligent being treating them as gods actually felt. Caught in a feeling, huh? So, is that what Demeter went nuts because she ended up with feelings tacked on herself when she didn't need them? This was less a matter of contradiction than it was a conflict. Humans can rationalize like that by telling themselves there was nothing else they could have done. But she had no choice but to treat the order to kill her own daughter like any other assigned task. She wasn't crazy, she was just in pain. That's what it means to be a god in this Lostbelt. It's also why they were able to realize a real-life utopia when nobody has to die or grow old. And here thought machines always operated on pure logic. Alright, if that's what the gods are like here, then what's your game with them? Your goal is to bring about the age of gods again, right? Is that really the kind of god you wanna be? Of course, gods should run the world. That being said, in the future, the answer I seek is a little different from Zeus. What I seek, Kadoc, is an even more perfect age, an age where there will be neither conflict nor contradiction. It is my responsibility to see that age come about, and it is what the fallen god wishes. Das ist definitiv was anderes als was er hier zu Zeus gesagt hat. Naja, liebe Leute. Kirishima wird zumindest immer spannender, liebe Leute. Wir haben ja einen großen Sieg gefeiert und ich denke mal, Leute, jetzt haben wir uns eine kleine Pause verdient. Epische letzten Parts waren alle sehr episch. Und ich weiß inzwischen, wie man, wenn man in Gefahr ist, dann gibt man für den Gegner ein leckeres Croissant und alles wird gut. Schauen wir mal, ob das im echt auch so klappt. Nun, liebe Leute, dann würde ich sagen, sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal wieder. Ich bin Sumpfix und bis zum nächsten Mal. Haut rein und vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Ciao.